This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. July the 22nd. It's a 722 number. Somebody out there look that up on those beautiful angel numbers. My name's MJ. Welcome to the world of conscious positive thinking. And we are right here on MBR Radio, which, hey, look out, because we're going to be on Roku or however you say it. I'm not an IT girl, you can tell, right? However, my family in MBR is making this big thing because we're moving and grooving as we root ourselves in and we expand. I'm so happy for this family. I'm so happy to see them moving forward and enjoying everything that they all deserve, really. That happiness, that beautiful glow. So, okay, today we're talking about going down the rabbit hole. Woof. It could be a deep subject, like a well, right? Or it could be a subject that maybe we need to step back and look at and see how we can flip it around. It is it's a belief system that we are conditioned to. Last night at 11 o'clock, I was on the Ferran Dozier show, and we were talking about minorities or mental health. And one of the things I did say, and I always say it, is we are conditioned to our judgments and our ego. It's our judgments and egos of our conditioned patterns that actually gets us in trouble, right? And then as we become aware of the perspective that we are actually casting off, we can understand coming back going, woo, that was so deep. That was hidden so deep in that rabbit hole and here it is. One of the students in one of the classes, the famous saying, because you elevate and everything just becomes just so much brighter and so much lighter and so much love that every time we elevate, you don't want to leave the elevation and then have a die back, right? Because you went down that rabbit hole. So you're like, no, I'm good. And then all of a sudden there is out of nowhere, Powie, there's a trigger. You're like, oh, where'd that come from? That one hurt. That hurt deep. And then we have to step back and go, take that big amount of tap the thymus, going, where the heck? Now, as you grow in vibration to Father, Mother, God's frequency, right? We become aware of trying to balance this or going, ooh, that's so ego. And trying to breathe, tap that out. Because on the conscious, right? The unconscious, that beautiful ego that gets us in trouble wants to go, rah! Right? Zip it, zippy. So yeah. You see MJ and the last several episodes, these last 10 episodes, I went down the rabbit hole. You saw it. My masters saw it. All of them. But they saw me also as quick as I went in it, bam, I pulled out of it. Because you become aware of how this beautiful, beautiful creature of God's perfection heals, feels, likes, dislikes. You feel it. And as you go through, just to make sure that everything is balanced. And in Buddhism, everything's okay, right? When we see perfect balance, everything's okay. And in Buddhism, when everything is not okay, it's still okay because it's divinely planned and divinely written. When you can think of every disaster in life as divinely orchestrated, because we wrote it. Father, Mother, God, and myself wrote these disasters. Honor them, right? Because if you don't honor them, where are you going? Down the rabbit hole. So last week I was talking about education, and I talked about the assassination. I got a lot of ridicule because AI, good old AI, took it a clip out of context. And as AI does so perfectly, it rotates and scans for what's trending, and then it posts, of which there was a lot of posts, but there was a lot of ugly, judgmental feedback. As a healer and as a conscious positive thinker, I could understand what they saw. I did. And I'm looking at myself going, you loony, you crazy girl. But I had to relax, right? Had to breathe. And then we had to communicate and collaborate about such a thing. Yeah, I know it got us a lot of clicks, and I know it got us a lot of thises and that's, but what message was it giving? It wasn't giving a balanced message, period. MJ went down the rabbit hole, big on that. Because as most of the military people will tell you, there's things you know. Sometimes you can't discuss them, but you know them. And sometimes you reach a boiling point because you can't talk in full. You give little spurts and little spats because you're mumbled, right? In spirituality, not even in military, when they don't want you to say something, they're going to mumble you, blah, 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 right? You're going, what, I. Nope, they're going to stop you, especially if you reach a high enough level. As a Reverend of Light, I think I've made somewhere a level where they block me. And when I force my will over that, I'm down. Well, as we all are. But I own it. And that's where I can just elevate right back up and smile, because I love mastering that belief and switch. I love mastering it. And it's like it's a challenge now. It's a game. Right? Where are these skeletons? Where are these events? Where are they in this beautiful cellular voluptuous body? Where are they? Right? I'll find it. And what I do, I'll flip it. Because going down the rabbit hole creates all kind of chaos. All kind. Within my own, right? Every instance of life, we have those rabbit holes. And every instance of life, it never plays in our favor when this guy here, I'm pointing to my head, this ego right there, man, by conditioned patterns of the era in which we were born between birth and 5, conditions how we are going to think in life. Think about those ages, 0 through 5. They are so buried deep on somebody else's old patterns and old belief systems. Hence our imbalance, right? This is just an awareness. I'm not picking. But look how many baby boomers, right? Baby boomers. What was the name? Baby boomers. We still have a lot of baby boomers, right? Who are still back in a very old belief pattern and a very old system. Then you have Generation X, right? We're products of this baby boomer, but we're also products of the free of Woodstock. the freeing of the peace, the freeing of that right out of Vietnam. So we got to change our perspective because our parents changed that perspective. But what happens? We're still going down that rabbit hole. Why? Because these are life lessons. We come in. This is how we came. Father, Mother, God, I'm going to come in and I'm going to learn that I must understand both sides. By the time I finish my life, I will understand not a negative thing. I am so determined not to see anything negative, not even death. It comes a shock to some people. I can't cry anymore at funerals. I can't. Now I still get tearied up with taps. Why is that? I think it's going to go back to the debriefing. I am right now I'm learning a lot of different things about my own self that I get triggered on this station. Nowhere in my purpose had I ever thought that I'd be sitting here on MBR speaking. Ever. Purpose is if I didn't, and I didn't hear the war stories, and I didn't hear the war junkies, or if I didn't hear the stories of these beautiful people who serve to protect my freedom, these little things, these little triggers that I'm going through, they would have never shown themselves, or it would have taken a very long time. So by doing this, and I thank each and every one of you who listen, and I thank each and every one of you who are here today and supporting, because without this, I don't think I would be able to heal some of these things. PTSD? No, I never thought I had PTSD, ever. Why? Because half the stuff I didn't even realize I did. I couldn't even speak. My family, that today, they don't even know who I am, what I did. We just had this huge debacle in our family because of fear, because the government and the world at large has put a great amount of fear into the baby boomers with AI and into the products of baby boomers who are probably 15 to 20 years younger than them, right? I almost fall in there, almost. I was kind of like this with it. But a year ago, I got a download about AI. Divine graces me with channels and downloads of upcoming things for which, as who I am and what I do, I just give it to my hierophants, my teachers. I'm like, here you go. I don't know what it is, but heads up, here it is. Look at it. But that's my job as a seer, as a propheter. I get to channel Archangel Gabriel's messages, messenger of God. How? Why? I don't know. But I am so filled with glory and happiness to be able to do this, not only for myself, now for everybody. But if you don't heal yourself first, you're really going to go down that rabbit hole. Because healing yourself first is the ultimate self-love, the ultimate balancing, and the ultimate cure for whatever comes in front of you. Right? Like I said, down the rabbit hole, I did. Some of them you can see where I get on this, woo! And you can see that Capricorn, militant, dominant, strong-willed, empowerment person that I used to be. Yeah, I used to be her. And that girl, God love her, she made me survive. So I love her. I don't know where, she's still back there somewhere. But now she's kind of like, dude, I fought all these battles for you, and now you're going to take the glory. There you go. Speaking of both sides of your head, right? The spiritual and then the theoretical. So when we go down the rabbit hole, what do? What do? We tap and breathe. We step back. Because if you can't, your idle defense mechanism of how the physicality brain works is like a bear being attacked and scratching in the corner. You put a stray cat in a corner, look out, you will have scratches from every mulberry bush or every prickle bush you ever saw, right? Again, you stick somebody and you pressure them into a corner, they're going to give. That's a military tactic, right? Put the pressure, minimize, put the pressure, minimize. That's a tactic. Where's that conditioned pattern in our brain? Where did we learn that tactic? Or did the military teach us that tactic? Right? Because the military just doesn't teach us the physical combat. It also teaches us the mental, depending on the department that you're in. So when this discussion inside my family took place, that I went down the rabbit hole because of my perception and because of my interpretation of me remembering who they were at a time of a family discussion. That's where it started. Trust. What's that show? The Faulkners? The Falkers? The circle of trust. Right? Your family unit, that circle of trust. But my trust went deeper, not just in my family. It went deeper. And I've been working on it. It is a major thing that has plagued me now for a good year, maybe more, that maybe I didn't see it prior. Signs, right? The old 60s verbiage. Sign, sign, everywhere a sign. As that being said, I got to go to commercial. But we're going to pick off right there. So when we come back, let's talk about signs that we were wearing. Okay.
Consequence, so wonderful to see you again. You've not shown your face around here since the last time I was in too deep. Now I've been struggling to sleep, and I have to blame that on what I have created. Always with women or drinks, some repetition of things, and that's a tired old cliche, but that does not mean that it ain't the truth. 'Cause I've been absent from you, and I've never felt less careful. Need my father, my mother, even my brother to say, you gotta get your act together, do not rewrite the days. You can still be productive, you know, without all the hate. Just need to remember who you once were. And I once was quick on the draw, and I once did admit all my flaws. I once was an honest man, and I held your hand when you had bed. And I once was fresh like the sand. My head moved steady, honey, so did my hands. I once was blessed and true till the day that I lost you. Goodbye meaning, I've been searching too hard to find you now, like some bone in the yard. And I'll keep digging, but only when I have the time. World's been moving quickly, too much rhythm and rhyme, and sometimes you just gotta do what makes you feel good. And remember all those nights that you still understood how to be free, how to answer to no one, how to trust like a lover, how to lie like a son. You say this world has got you down, well honey, welcome to the club. I can hardly save enough money to go and see those I love, and we've all but found it, still out of touch. I know we've lost hope a bit, baby, but I hope not too much. 'Cause we once were thicker than thieves, and we once were so much easier to please. And we once were alive on the tracks when the wheels came down, you know, I had your back. And we once were younger than now, and we once were all still just plotting it out. We once ran circles round squares just for fun. We were louder then before we gave up. my shadow and I came through and I once was letting it loose. And I thought of you, and I thought of truth. I once was, let's get a time, and I had yours and you had mine.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. So we were talking about this bundle, how it had to trigger. It had to be somewhere, right? Again, I was saying maybe the debrief, maybe the trust issues. That's what we were talking about. So we can practice our faith. We can practice our balance. We can practice all these beautiful things. But we got triggers. And that's where that PTSD comes, right? Was it, I got, and you know this out there, when you see red, you're done. We're done. It's over. Nothing anybody says at that moment will take you out of that, right? Twice last week with triggers, trust triggers, trust. My family tried to figure out where I played my part of how I treated and spoke. And yes, that militant voice, that tone, right? All I heard was, you were supposed to protect your mother. And it's not those, that's what I heard. Remember what I said? That's what I heard. Doesn't mean that's what they said. Because it was all about protection, about this AI and the paranoia and the fear that some had. Yeah. And I'm like, how is it? And then it didn't matter because I was already going down that rabbit hole. So then when other family members tried to assist, it was too late. There's that red, right? MJ, how to get out of that red? Squirrel it. I couldn't even. God rest every single one of you. This was a huge one for me. Trust, right? Had just got done with the trust of our president, our former president. Where was the trust? He trusted people. Again, that trust issue so deep, so deep. I got angry and I raised my voice and my temper. That was last week. At the very end, my last 5 minutes. Breathe and tap, find the belief system, apologize profusely online because, of course, everybody saw that those clicks, as I said, they were there. I apologize profusely. I am human, right? In a spiritual life. This physical body doesn't work without my soul. And neither does any of yours. It doesn't work. So when we come in and we find these triggers, we can only pray to get out of it as quick as possible. Tap, step back. Think about it. Step back. Talk about something else for a moment. Then step back, think. And that's how quick now. Like I quickly, I need to change that. Because I don't like these lower levels. I hit a level in my journey. I don't want to go backwards. I want that. I want to stay there. Because when I reach that ecstasy level, I look at everything wrong in life. I look at it as right. It is right and it's divinely playing out. How do I know? Because maybe moments later, I said it on the Ferran Dogier last night. Thank you for that flat tire. Because as I fixed the flat tire and I went down the street, I saw a massive accident at the corner. If I didn't, I would have been in that wreck. It was a ball. I would have been in it. Awareness. It's the awareness of the glory that shines, and people above us. Father, Mother, God speaks to us. I don't care what religion you are. Not one is better than the other. And I always say it. Don't preach to me about religion, because that's a physical. Man made those books because they heard what they heard, right? And their interpretation. Because they hear the angels talking. That's how these beautiful scriptures are written. That's how our priestess and our scholars who wrote these beautiful things as hierophants wrote them. Because they were given the information and they wanted to spread the joy, the kindness, the balance. This is all we got to do. I love this one. Thou shalt not judge. Love it. How many people go down the rabbit hole with that one because of conditioned patterns, right? And now you're in that rabbit hole. I'm like, well, how do I get out of this thing? How the heck do I get out of this rabbit hole? Someone's going to help me get out of this rabbit hole, right? Because if they don't, I got to help myself. And unfortunately, we all have to help ourselves because, let's just face it, we came into this world alone and we're going to leave alone. Doesn't matter how many physical people are around you. You have to take that soul journey. That soul journey is only yours. And that soul journey has a fingerprint just like ours. And nobody else can have that fingerprint like our DNA. Nobody else can have our exact, not even identical twins that aren't twins. We already talked about that, right? So I had to step out. And sometimes when you step out and people are there to assist, right? After you calm down. For me, with the assassination, I calmed down that same night, Monday night. I calmed down. It took me that to understand there was a plot thicker and there was a karmatic debt playing out largely for a lot of people, right? And we have to do this. Why? Because this is our abundance year. This is our abundance year. 2024 is an 8. It's an abundance. It's infinite of an abundance of whatever it is that we desire most. And we manifest in the beginning of the year so that at the end, all of our manifestations come true. But when we stay down in the rabbit hole, we ain't going anywhere. We're not moving. In fact, that rabbit hole, how many people out there have a hamster, right? So you're going down the rabbit hole, and all of a sudden that rabbit hole starts becoming this hamster wheel because now you're trying to get back up, but there's no steps. So now we have the hamster wheel, right? And here's the hamster wheel, and the food's on the other side. All he has to do is step off, and then he can go around. But nope, we're in that cycle. We're in that cycle. How do we come out of that cycle? Squirrel it, right? If you can. I just said I had a hard time. I couldn't hear what was actually being said because I had deep trigger trust issues. Did it stem from some of the strategical missions I was in? Did it stem from there? Or was it more than that? Did it stem earlier? Did it stem from a past life that I brought with me? That is that deep. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Who knows? It's already in the past. Did I die? Well, yeah, I mean, many reincarnations. But look, here I am again. And in this lifetime, every trauma that we go through, we're still here. We're still talking about it. And for this, we have to smile because we never have to learn that lesson again, especially if it's balanced, loved, healed, and let go, right? Just saying sorry, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's forgiven or you've learned just because you said you're sorry, right? Because the other person is not willing. But if you deeply say you're sorry and it's not a pattern, it doesn't happen again, you for pretty sure you healed it. Good for you. Good for you to take the higher road. I think that's what a lot of us need to do. Really think about it. Why are we at this level of not acceptance anymore? Why? Why have we reached our max? Where's the frenzied energy? Where's that nervous Nelly energy? We're right here at the middle of the year. If you believe in spiritual guidance, here's your spiritual guidance by Lilith of this beautiful full moon, this buck full moon. When we're down in this rabbit hole, especially during this moon, which is the apex, and we're almost to Lionsgate, which is 8-8. This is the apex of us to clear these old patterns. It is us to allow this energy to help. This energy is in Capricorn. It empowers me in dominating the way of faith, the way of love, the way I know that they're asking me to be. So whatever is in my way right now, I ask Deity Kali, come on in. Remove it nicely. Ganesha, remove it nicely if we have to, with love, with tenderness, because I have got to reach that goal by the end of the year. I can't stay in this untrusting rabbit hole. I can't, right? So let's figure out this trust. Let's figure out why I have to have this trust, because the only person I have to trust, and then I ask myself, I don't have to trust anybody in this plane. I don't. The only person I got to trust is right up there, baby. He's my man. I work for him. And I trust him with all of my heart and my soul. One of my masters said the other day when I was doing I was trying to figure out my housing, and I was trying to figure out, and it said, and she said to me, and I go, I just don't feel that one. She goes, who do you trust? I'm like, oh, I was asking, but yet I wasn't believing. Why? Where was, there was a trust issue, where there was a fear there? What was it that snuck upon me like that? Right? But I need you all to become aware. And it is the word aware. And Alan last night, Emmanuel, oh, I hope I got that right. Last night, and he said the word awareness. I leaped for joy with my happy coach when he said that, because it is awareness. It is the most beautiful word they could have taught me in my journey of life. Be aware of all that is good around you. Yeah. And then, I don't have to worry about trusting the people around me. I'm a warrior, right? If something comes within my realm, I either get to accept it or not accept it. That's the warrior we are. And how we face it. Do we face it with ugliness and vulgar? No, I'm out of that. I face it with love and understanding and kindness, and I know I can. I just got to make sure these triggers stay down, right? Because if it triggered me and the volatile marks and the vulgar marks are going back and forth, right? And then trying to sarcastically attack each other, you are in the domain of snowball that you were conditioned in your family to do. End of story. You were conditioned by ancestral lineage. You were conditioned by society as a whole, wherever you were brought up until kindergarten. So if you attacked that ego conditioned mind, that's where it stems from. So let's look at it. Yep. My father was brazen. And he was just that. He was going to fight you with words or physicality to make sure he implanted that what he was saying was correct. Wrong and strong, no matter. Wouldn't matter. You didn't even have to do anything. There, that was where that argumentative piece came from, right? No more. Gone. Shit. That's a baby boomer. That's one of those conditions of baby boomers we don't need anymore. I know they have to stay in that structure because that is where Earth had them. That is where we evolved from. We evolved from this. We talked about this in one of the other episodes. If we didn't evolve, we'd still be bludgeoning our firstborns and we would be throwing our virgin children in the volcanoes. We don't do it anymore. We've evolved. Congratulations, humans. We've evolved. Right? And you got to find the humor. Come on. Laugh a little bit. If you don't want to laugh a little bit, let's just take a break because I'm looking at the time. So you sit there laughing as humans. And we're going to go to LT Tactical. Here we go.
Introducing LT Defense Tactical Gear, your ultimate solution for top-notch protection and performance in the field. Our armor bundles provide unmatched safety and comfort, while our battle belts and holsters ensure quick and easy access to your gear. Stay prepared for any situation with our high-quality medical supplies, designed to keep you ready for action at all times. Looking to enhance your skills? Our firearms training programs will take your proficiency to the next level. Trust LT Defense for all your tactical gear needs and gear up for success on the battlefield.
opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Okay. So we're talking about going down those rabbit holes. So everybody, all of us, we all have those triggers to take us down there. Stepping into it when we feel us getting aggravated. Condition our minds like it's conditioned to hate, conditioned to slap, conditioned all these other things of disciplinary actions of these baby boomers causing a condition into us for evolving into then the millennials. Okay, here we are, right? We evolve, we cancel, we change, we look, right? We have to go back. So, yes, Miss Kim. So going to Kim's, this is one of my masters. And she said, don't stay down there. Understand, accept, forgive, release. Staying down will always come back up. Absolutely. And what does that mean? So basically what she's saying is you're going to still move in life, but we're down. Remember, we were talking about the hamster wheel. So now the rabbit hole took you down there, and here's the hamster wheel. That's what she's talking about. But now you're still moving through life, but that event is still hamster wheeling, right? Can't figure it out. So guess what? What do we do as humans? Because we were conditioned to do it, not fix it. What are we trained? Oh, just shove it in the closet. Just nobody ever know. Get the carpet. Let's just shove it underneath there, right? Nobody needs to see our nuts to our fudge. and that's where it kind of comes from, right? It's the nuts and fudge packer. Sooner or later, we can make a pie. So don't go down there. Tap, breathe, right? Squirrel your mind so you can come back and logically listen. And I get it. When you see it, it's called seeing red. Nothing. It mutters, right? When somebody is having a panic attack and anxiety, and you say, calm down, you really think they're going to calm down? That makes it worse, right? How about saying, try breathing, get a big deep breath, release it. But to tell somebody to do something in a state that they can't even, they can't even surrender to. It is, some people call it spiritually being hijacked, right? It's gone, right? So in doing these for MBR, these triggers are coming up, and I don't know why I'm smiling, because sometimes they're painful, and sometimes you have the people who are like, you got to watch what you say, got to watch, you want to be on a soapbox. Yeah, everybody wants to be on a soapbox. Why? Because they want to see how wrong and strong we are. Our ego wants us to do that. Our egos wants to. So these are the triggers, but you try hard. And you hope that when you do try hard, you have such loving family and tribe and support around you to go, oh, baby girl, what happened? Because I've never seen you. Like, let me just raise you up, right? Look at those hands. They are full of cups and glories of water that just overfills. It's beautiful. But if you got people who want to take advantage of it, and they get triggered, now it's a domino effect. We don't want the domino effect. So, bottom line is, figure out the triggers. If you can't process the triggers, oh my gosh, find some type of help. Whether it's a psychologist that you know on the physical, whether it's a spiritual counselor, or a life coach, or a happy coach, or a flip pattern change coach, right? Positive thinking coach. Find them. There's so many who want to make this world such a happy, balanced, beautiful place, so that we don't need, when we do go down the rabbit hole, and we're going to do it because the only way we can learn, right? Life learning lesson, we're going to get triggered to go down there. It doesn't mean you have to go all the way down, right? Yeah, well, let's just go back up. Oh, I'm feeling it. Oh, nope. Like a corkscrew in that beautiful wine, right? How bad do you want that next bottle of wine? You already had one. Now you have to make a big decision, right? No, I'm not saying I'm a big wino. I just say, when you get one bottle of wine down, and I know a lot of us have lived through it, you're like, yeah, open up that second one, right? Do you really need that second one, MJ? No. I don't. Because I was going to go down that rabbit hole, and then I was going to have a headache, and I was going to have my hot flashes, and no. Right? So everything in life, if we find the beauty, if we find the positivity, if we can find the days that I can say today, thank you, just thank you. How many people wake up saying thank you? How many people wake up and say, God, hey, I need help? Okay, but do you ever say thank you with humility and grace? Thank you. I don't know how that happened, but thank you. Please say thank you. Because if not, you're going to continue going down that rabbit hole. By humility and grace, we're going to raise ourselves up and we're going to shine. And we're going to look at that life lesson at some point when we have completely healed it and balanced it, loved it, and let it go. And we're going to sit here and laugh like I am now. How silly was that to argue about? How silly. But that trigger that I didn't protect my mother, that was hard. Especially since there's not a lot of service folks in my family. In my immediate family, I'm in. And the audacity that was said hurt. That went deep, especially in the military. And there was that trigger. And that trigger put me over the top. I had little airman MJ, the pickle. That's who I went to. How dare you? That trigger on the shoulder, right? Pulled out of it. Pulled out of the Trumpy thing really quick. Why? Because I don't like that ego. I didn't like that old judgment belief system. I don't like it. It's ugly. It's low vibrational. And I don't get the joy in my heart. I got to find it quick. And I have such beautiful family and beautiful tribe of just positive, conscious people around me. In a very beautiful tone and voice. MJ, are you in there? Where's Mary Jo? MJ, step aside. Where's Mary Jo? No, I didn't mean it that way. They call me MJ because it's so much easier than actually how you spell my name. So I don't care. Just don't call me late for dinner. Look at me. I like dinner. Don't go down that rabbit hole with me because you'll lose. You'll lose for sure. So, yeah. So the rabbit hole, find our triggers, figure how deep they are, and figure out a way to love them, own your part, right? Owning your part. That's another tough one. Because most of the time, if we're in a rabbit hole, it's about us anyway. It's about that seed that's stuck somewhere. So at that point, stop, Jewel. Jewel says, oh, come on. You're thin, laughing my ass off. And I said, I am a voluptuous woman. I'm going to be in the cold, so it's like a seal. Gotta get some oil. Anyway, when you can learn to love those who point out maybe wrongdoings, misunderstandings, misinterpretations, missed the boat, right? When we miss that boat to cause us that anger, yeah, then you're thankful for those who can point it out. Then you're thankful to say, oh my gosh, look at that interpretation. So they obviously have already learned that interpretation because they're giving you the positive, right? And that's the other thing. There's a song by Drew Holcomb. Find your people. Where's your people? Who are your people? Right? Mr. Rogers, who are the people in your neighborhood? So these people in my neighborhood, yeah. It's funny how we go through life. And as long as we can change one negative thinking pattern to a positive every day, then today we did better than we did yesterday. And it's a journey. Nobody said you had to do it in a day, 10 days, 5 days. No. And nobody said, we're human. We're going to make mistakes. Why? Because we don't belong in this. We belong in high divine. So we have to balance this metaphysical and physical stuff. We got to, right? Just got to. When our health plays an important part of going down the rabbit hole, and that's the topic we're going to come to next. You're listening to MBR Radio. I am MJ with the World of positive thinking. And we are going to go to, what are we going to do right now? Oh, let's go to the salt cave. Okay. See you at the salt cave. Let's just take a relaxing break. This cave is a one-stop shop to heal whatever ails you. Whether you just need downtime, whether you need respiratory or lymphatic, blood pressures, just any type of program that is medically necessary to you, I am sure salt's going to play one of those factors. I mean, we use saline for our eyes, we use salt water for our ears, we gargle with salt water for when we have sore throats, and we're even putting salt water spray, nasal sprays by our doctors up our nose. Except most of these things that are by our big pharma or our doctors are actually not salts, like Epsom salt. It's not even a salt. This is true to form. We're not kidding anybody. The properties are what they are. You can look it up in science magazines, health magazines. Himalayan salt is the only salt you want. You can digest it, you can eat it, burn it, you can lay in it like tub baths. You can use the actual steams with all the minerals so that you can actually put those minerals back in our skin and our face over hot steamy water. Salt, when you put the light on, sometimes they sweat and sometimes they water. Oh my gosh, my rock is leaking water. And that is the most perfect rock. I always tell everybody, I want that rock back. Because 1 out of every 100 rocks might sweat. And that's, it doesn't mean it's bad or good. It just means it's that much better. It's just that much better, right? Because we don't do negatives here. We do anything that's positive, that's what we do. Except our ions, we have to keep our ions negative. Why? Because the negative ion in the density of the salt creates our body to be a higher in pH balance, right? So that's the goal. Our goal is to raise our body in pH, lower the acidity level, because then we all become healthy. Healthy like weight, healthy like bacteria, viruses, fungus. None of them can penetrate. So that's the cool thing about our salt. So why not take a seat and get every amount of healing that your body can actually have for 1 hour in the salt cave. Let's get healthy together.
You going back in?
There's still men out there. God damn. When I go home, people ask me, "Hey, Hoot, why do you do it, man? Why? You some kind of war junkie?" I won't say a goddamn word. Why? They won't understand. They won't understand why we do it. They won't understand it's about the men next to you. And that's it. That's all it is.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Hey, got another message. Yeah, we are blessed to learn these lessons. Every day is a blessing. Every day, if you don't wake up saying thank you, good morning, thank you, right? Yeah. Every day. Every day you wake up and you say thank you. Every day when you wake up and you don't have a smile on your face and saying, today is a beautiful day. Today is going to be this magnificent day, no matter what's on that schedule. Yesterday I woke up, I knew yesterday I had to be up at 4:00. Last night's show, I don't know, I think I was like my eyes, I put two things. But I knew that whatever it was had to be. And so I thank it, because every day is a learning lesson. Every day is something new. And every day I get to watch the excitement. And I try as hard as I can. Oh, try. Look at that word. So I do the best that I can to remember to uncondition these patterns. So right before break, I wanted to talk to you about some of these down the holes, right? And some of this is mental, mental illness, right? Being on the spectrum where they take down those holes. And that's sad. But you know what? I learned if you really want to fix negative anything, or a rough road, or a sadness, or a depression, or an anger, or a loathing, and you think it's just physical, and you don't heal the metaphysical side to understand the affirmations, I implore you to look. I implore you. I find what's amazing on this show, the people, I haven't gotten to everybody's shows, but most of the people that I have found on this beautiful show is that they have already started that journey into faith and into believing and into crossing over. Now, is it because we had to fall, right? Our warriors sometimes have to fall, our Templars, right? With that substance, with that crutch. Get you. Oh, I get you. I was a binge drinker when I was younger, right? Too much stress, binge drink, right? Smoking calmed down the stress for me. Air traffic controllers, I don't know. I told you I picked it up. I wasn't a smoker until I went in there. Then I started smoking at those radar screens, and the ashtrays would be piling over. No, it's not stressful. Yes, Jewel, we do. We have to be humbled at some time. Yes, because if not, we don't learn, right? We don't learn. So, but mental awareness as well as physical. I talk to everybody about this because I know what it does and I'm watching what it does. And I implore you, if we have a mental illness where we go always down that rabbit hole because we don't have the acuity factors, there is something called Dr. Rife out there. Please find somebody who has it. I got one. I know a couple people have one. Find it. Because we can turn it around with your DNA, and all I need is a fingernail or a toenail. That's it. It's not invasive, and it can help you. It can help align your chakra patterns. It can help align your acquisitiveness of your brain. It can help the neurons in the brain, and it acts by our electromagnetic frequencies of our DNA wrapping in our body. Any type of disease, any type of illness, we could throw frequencies at it. So if our ego and our judgment doesn't want to step down, and we, because of a mental acuity that we are having, guess what? Got different interpretation there, ego baby. We got a new thing for you. Throw it at it, right? Because it's a lot easier to be happy and joyful and smiling and joking in life, and especially the jokes that people don't really take as, any type of bigotry or racery or politically incorrect or, why are we so sensitized to that? How does that hurt us? People who hurt because of words, in my opinion, means you need to be fixed. Do you know how many times I was called a wop growing up and I could care less? A wop. Whatever, right? I don't care. Why? Because it's from the past. It was from the past. And if that's how you stereotype me to see, that's why I don't believe in segregating anything. I don't believe in having all these segregation events, pride events or minority events, or I don't, because we're still focused within the realms within our society of saying, no, this is this group. This is this group. This is this group. No. So we're trying to help the awareness of, but what we're actually doing is plaguing the other's egos to be angry, just like the politically correct words. You say things in the past and now you say them today. And you're like, oh my God, give it a break. Why are you so sensitive? One of the biggest phrases growing up, I've only had to learn, right? I said it a lot. I was, oh my God, that's so gay. I had to really watch what I say now. I can't say it anymore. And it meant bright, cheerful. Oh my God, That's okay. It's so great, right? Now it's offensive. But I don't see it as offensive. I see it as just enjoyment. It's so sad. It's so sad that our human egos have come to this, right? Again, man, what's going on? What's going on with you, man? Yeah. So going down that rabbit hole sometimes could lead, because it's due to a mental acuity. There's help for that. So don't ever think there's not. Don't ever think that it's just Big Pharma either. Don't get me back into Big Pharma one. Yeah, we don't want to go back. That was what, 9 or 10, somewhere in there. Yeah, we don't want to go back into that one. That one's a little bitter still. Gotta fix that. So I hope this helps. I really do. And I really pray that somebody can take something out of this, or somebody has a question that they really are stuck, right? You can look on these threads. Going to Kim's, she's beautiful. Enhancing Lives 413, she's beautiful. These are healers out there. I know that they can help you on the spiritual side to connect and balance to the physical. We can't just balance the physical side. You got to have faith, and you have to love Father, Mother, God, and whatever denomination that you believe that in. Because when that happens, there's total humble, there's total grace, happiness, kindness, joy, and most of all, there's love for you. You got to love yourself. You got to. You really have to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you see everything else as just rainbows. And you can see somebody getting upset, and you know how to excuse yourself for their disruption of their ego and judgment that they haven't healed. But when it angers us, just remember, find it. Go, where is it? Where is it? Where is it, Father, Mother, God? Help me. Help me, shine me that. Shine me to find it out, or show me somebody who can tell me how to flip it. Because, man, staying in there, you'll never vibrate to a higher frequency to stay in there. And it'll be a pattern. It's going to come again, and it's going to come again, and it's going to come again, just like suicide victims, right? By claiming suicide because you think life is tough, you're going to have to live it all over again. Is it that bad? Is it truly that bad to do that? They're the people I want to find. Where are you out there? Right? Where is it? What lesson do we have to go back and learn again? And as hard as that one was, don't do it. Let us help you flip that pattern, please. Right? There's so many beautiful people. You know, there's Red in here. There's Ferran on here. There's Alan on here. There's Smiles on here. They all help to believe in that flip pattern. If it's a couple, what is her name? There's a couple one. I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. But I'm so intrigued because it's how to balance as a couple. And I would like to see one of her shows. She just came on. She's new. I'll figure it out. I'll figure that one out. Anyway, it is a Monday. It's a beautiful new week ahead. We're almost through July. This beautiful buck moon in Capricorn. It's going to make us move, and it's going to push us. And guess what? If you decide not to make any decisions, they're going to take that rug, woo, and they're going to pull it. Be ready. I'll catch you. Right there's my basket. I promise. I'll catch you. But you got to reach out. Can't catch if you don't reach out, and I can't catch if I can't see you, right? Like this, right? MJ Fashion. May the angels carry you all with peace, love, grace, joy, happiness, and abundance of what it is that you desire most. You're listening to MBR Radio. My name is MJ, and this is the world of conscious positive thinking. And we're going to leave you with that message. Don't go down the rabbit hole, right? Put your golf ball somewhere else. Don't make those hole-in-ones down there. They're not good hole-in-ones. Mwah.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to talk about something close to my heart. Military Broadcast Radio is doing incredible work to support our veterans and bring their voices to the world. They rely on your generous donations and your dedicated volunteer hours to make it happen. I encourage you to consider supporting NBR in any way, form that you can. Use this QR code that's attached to the picture, or you can go to our website at mbradio.us. That's MikeBravoRadio.us to learn more about how you can donate or volunteer even just an hour a week from your home. Help make a difference in the lives of our veterans, because once again, we're all here for you and not for us. We're giving our veterans a voice.